आदरणीय श्री पवित्रानंद ब्रह्मचारी जी, बहुआयामी व्यक्तित्व, बहुमुखी प्रतिभा के धनी, आरईसी भोपाल नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी से बी इलेक्ट्रिकल। बचपन से अध्यात्म की लगन के कारण गुरु महाराज श्री मोहनानंद ब्रह्मचारी जी से नैष्ठिक ब्रह्मचर्य, वैदिक एवं औपनिषदिक ज्ञान अर्जन हेतु अद्वैत वेदांत में बीए सुवर्ण चंद्रक के साथ एमए भी किया। फिलोसॉफी में संशोधन के लिए जूनियर रिसर्च फेलोशिप प्राप्त हुई। आपके उल्लेखनीय कुछ सेमिनार, लेक्चर्स एवं पेपर्स गुवाहाटी यूनिवर्सिटी में आयोजित इंडिया फिलोसॉफी, साइंस एंड कल्चर, विजन्स एंड टास्क फ्यूचर नेशनल सेमिनार में मॉडर्न फिजिक्स एंड वेदांत फिलोसॉफी पर पेपर, अटलांटा यूनिवर्सिटी के स्पेलमैन कॉलेज में जर्नी ऑफ क्वांटम फिजिक्स फ्रॉम मटेरियल रियलिज्म टू मॉनिस्टिक आइडियलिज्म पर सेमिनार लेक्चर, बड़ौदा यूनिवर्सिटी एवं श्री अरविंदो सोसाइटी वडोदरा के संयुक्त तत्वावधान में आयोजित नेशनल सेमिनार में विशेष निमंत्रित वक्ता के रूप में श्री अरविंदोस व्यू ऑन साइंस एंड स्पिरिचुअलिटी विषय पर पेपर, जिसकी बहुत सराहना हुई। अटलांटा यूनिवर्सिटी के स्पेलमैन कॉलेज में जर्नी ऑफ क्वांटम फिजिक्स फ्रॉम मटेरियल रियलिज्म टू मॉनिस्टिक आइडियलिज्म पर सेमिनार लेक्चर, बड़ौदा यूनिवर्सिटी एवं श्री अरविंदो सोसाइटी वडोदरा के संयुक्त तत्वावधान में आयोजित नेशनल सेमिनार में विशेष निमंत्रित वक्ता के रूप में श्री अरविंदोस व्यू ऑन साइंस एंड स्पिरिचुअलिटी विषय पर पेपर, जिसकी बहुत सराहना हुई।
विश्वं दर्पण दृश्यमान नगरी तुल्यं निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनिवायया बहिरोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यः साक्षात्कृते बोध समय स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। Respected Honorable Chancellor Madam Dr. Mrinalini Devi Puar, Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Yogesh Singh, Registrar Mr. Milind Vitkar, and Coordinator of the seminar Mr. Jigar Namdar, faculty members, enlightened and dignified guests, students, my brothers and sisters. I feel delighted, honored and privileged to be present and address this wonderful occasion where youth throughout the country have assembled to discuss the burning problems which are hindrances in national development. This National Conference on Youth for Socio-Political Changes in India is titled Yugantar, aims to debate the various socio-political challenges faced by India and the ways of overcoming them. Along with celebrating the 150th birth anniversary of Maharaja Sayaji Rai Gaikwad, a pioneer of the movement for the spread of education and fighter for social justice. Incidentally, this year our nation is also celebrating the 150th birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda, the prophet and pathfinder for the modern youth. Youth, being the future of the nation, needs to be aligned with the socio-political problems of the present time. Socio-political culture of a society represents the methodical, organized activities of a society people as a group which pertains with the development of socio-political scenario of that society in a particular time period. The noticeable thing is, culture is a dynamic flux where the aspirations of the individuals of the society and the values of the community clashes with each other, providing a middle path of change, satisfying both the aspirations and value premises of the youth members and the veterans of the culture. The noticeable fact of this flux is aspirations of the youth or new members often win over the value premises of old, and that brings about a change in outlook of the society and its values. Indian culture is a vast and historic flux that is evolving, distorting, and reshaping itself, searching for the freedom, equality, and justice for centuries. Swami Vivekananda discovered it is only with a new, dynamic, nation-making, and practical Vedantic vision and a new orientation of Indian monasticism towards national regeneration and the preaching of divinity dormant in all souls, that one can bring life to moribund nation. A resurgent India will come out by rejuvenation of national consciousness through proper education. Swami Vivekananda's well-known definition of the education says, quote, "Education is the manifestation of perfection already in man," unquote. Education is the basic criteria of socio-political development of a nation. The Western concept of education accepted the mind of child learner, a blank slate on which impression could be made by the teachers through their teachings. The Vedantic vision of education took a directly opposite view. According to Vedanta, every child is the repository of all knowledge, purity, excellence, and perfection. The self, the Atman inside the child, is synonymous with Chit or knowledge, absolute. To a whole world where a child is only a Freudian biological animal, Vedantic vision is rejuvenating and revolutionary, which explains knowledge is inherent in man. No knowledge comes from outside. It is all inside. What a man learns is really what he discovers or unveils by taking the cover off his own soul, which is an ocean of infinite knowledge. In the West, man is body with soul. In Indian philosophy, man is basically the non-physical self, which takes body according to the desires of the evolving soul. A purely technical, cerebral, left-brain oriented education meant primarily for individualistic success and selfish greed for money and power can never touch the final, non-physical spiritual self, which is the source of infinite bliss, knowledge, strength, and all kinds of human excellence hidden within each and every student. In the latest discovery of modern physiology, the right brain has been found to be the seat of mystical, intuitive, spiritual, and holistic knowledge, which Vedanta calls Paravidya. The left brain has been found to be the seat of aggressive, materialistic, rational, and individualistic knowledge, which Vedanta calls Aparavidya. Left brain should be led by the right brain to maintain harmony. In materialistic that the highly prosperous and technologically advanced Western societies, the right brain is much less used and hence less developed. Comes like a revelation by the work on right and left hemispheres of the brain by Robert Ornstein, and more importantly by Dr. Roger Sperry at the California Institute of Technology, for which he won a Nobel Prize. The result is the breakdown of the bicameral mind, as Julian Jaynes showed in his book, as creation of split personalities who are strong in external science and technology, but absolutely weak to control the temptation of money, sex, murder, or violence. Mundaka Upanishad taught us to have two kinds of knowledge, dve vidye veditavye, paracha, aparacha. Apara for perfection in external sense bound world. Present day education system can only develop the left brain meant for rational, analytical knowledge, which has aggressive dynamism and endless greed for personal success in terms of money, position, and power. Majority of students today simply do not have a higher purpose of life beyond personal profit, money making, power grabbing, and sense gratification. Guardians inspire their kids towards individualistic gain and success through hard competition. Teachers and educational institutions help to create these eminently successful individualistic and selfish giants with no concern either for others or for our values. When success and wealth is gained, the goal of education is reached, and selfish giants start cheating each other in a highly competitive society where wealth and sunset enjoyments stand out as the final goal and determinant of social status. This economic reductionism, this is called economic reductionism, ends in hedonistic paradox. Then begins a feeling of deeper frustration and purposelessness when the left brain educated person begins to suffer from Nugent neurosis, a sense of guilt for all inhuman pleasure and cutthroat cheating he had to pursue to achieve his goal. So what is needed is intuitive and holistic thinking, spiritual culture, and internal perfection through higher ideals, service, and sacrifice, and holistic living that energize, activate, and develop the right brain, thus achieving success through holistic living, that is, for the good of all, for the benefit of all. Bahujana Sukhaya, Bahujana Hitaya. Today, total TQM, the total quality management or zero defect management, aims at perfecting materials, methods, machines, and mind. While first three, that is materials, methods, and machines, can be perfected by the left brain technological education, the awakening of the divine self in man depends primarily on the right brain spiritual education. Mr. Thiessen, an Amsterdam-based management guru, working on the meditation techniques for executives in high-stress competition jobs, writes that TQM should be replaced by total care management, where internal growth, transformation of individualistic drive to holistic care and spiritual perfection within must be systematically taught. In fact, Thiessen says, quote, which is very important, the West is trying to seriously apply Eastern spiritual culture in modern management education, unquote. This hankering for new ideal of education is reflected in the latest UNESCO report on education entitled, quote, Learning to Be. We started with the concept of learning to do, now ends with learning to be. It further says, the physical, intellectual, emotional, and ethical integration of the individual into a complete man is a broad definition of the fundamental aim of education. The report admits that the sense of depression, frustration among the youth is due to a distorted vision of man and the universe. Here comes the Vedantic vision of the universe. Two spiritual truths as discovered by Vedanta are today supported by the latest discoveries of quantum physics by Erwin Schrödinger, Heisenberg, David Bohm, George Wald, and others. First is, I am Atma Brahma. The finite has infinite as its background. The individual soul is therefore identified with the universal soul. Schrödinger wrote in his famous book, The Mind and the Matter, consciousness is never experienced in plural, only in singular. What seems to be plurality is merely a series of different aspects of the one thing produced by a deception, the Maya. The recent findings and after successful experimental verification of Bell's inequalities in the Berkeley lab, Copenhagen interpretation, theory of decoherence, Schrödinger's wave equation, Max Born probability waves, different interpretations, they all indicate consciousness. He further upholds, Schrödinger, that Atman equals Brahman as the final solution to the problem of measurement and consciousness in quantum physics. Second universal truth of Vedanta, part is connected with the whole. It is a holistic universe where everything is fundamentally interconnected by common background of the consciousness, the Brahman, the non-dual, omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, formless, qualityless. This is responsible for non-local instantaneous communications as explained by David Bohm in the theory of implicate order. Two photons, even separated by astronomical distance, they communicate immediately, instantaneously, which is called theory of implicate order, in which all things and events are enfolded in a total wholeness and unity in an unbroken and undivided totality, which is the substratum of all living and non-living and is the ultimate reality. What happens with this holistic approach in science and technology and in our education? The answer is that we shall be able to create complete human being equally enriched with science and technology along with holistic motivation. Ultimate success and wealth, as the Bhagavad Gita asserts in its last verse, are available through a holistic living for all. And this leads to unerring decisions and steps in any field of life. Individualistic and materialistic way of learning to a holistic, intuitive, humanistic way of knowing, learning, as well as living. how to inculcate these spiritual ideas and values in our education, Swami Vivekananda advocated the 4 paths: devotion, knowledge, meditation, and service. Devotion develops respect for superiors. Knowledge manifests the divinity in man, the real meaning of civilization. Meditation and yoga calms, quiets, and concentrates mind that accomplishes maximum productive work in minimum time. And 4th, service. Vedanta teaches that service to be based fundamentally on the knowledge of the holistic background of all life. Immortality is attained by one who transcends the ordinary plane of existence by seeing his life in all living beings, says Kena Upanishad. Bhuteshu bhuteshu vichintya dhira pretya asmat lokat amritah bhavanti. Spiritual culture begins the feeling of divinity within and inspires spontaneous unselfishness, which brings to the leader undreamt of success, highest bliss, and fulfillment through selfless service. The new philosophy of leadership that Swami Vivekananda offered: be a servant if you want to rule. Keeping with the Vedantic tradition of showing maximum respect to the ever-present divinity in each and everyone, high or low, which is the only solution to the leadership problem of present era. Today, after 100 years, the leaders with perks, privileges, with hi-fi social status are being reminded of the essential need of servant attitude towards his people. What these demands of fast-changing world requires, says Peter Drucker. Peter Drucker is a management guru. Are changes in behavior, he says. He admits that world today stands in need of a totally new kind of leader. His slogan was, quote, treat people as adults, treat them with respect, unquote. There is one more problem of overcompetition. Peter Drucker further admitted that he lacks both the authority and competence to find solution to the problem of cutthroat competition that has engulfed the world. In his book, The New Realities, how to tackle this problem? Vedantic vision says, higher creativity avoids competition. Chandogya Upanishad teaches a student that whenever any work is performed with the regular spiritual practice, with knowledge of the spirit within, with meditation and concentration, it yields much more powerful results. Spiritual culture helps one to develop the faculty of intuition. And intuition leads to better and higher creativity in every field of life. Performance becomes naturally of a superior quality, and thus competition is decreased or felt unnecessary. Competition is decreased or felt unnecessary when excellence in work or productivity is assured. The defects that our scientifically advanced societies must avoid are cruelty, jealousy, greed, and over-competitiveness. We must inculcate love and compassion, which can give humanity a motive for existence, a guide in action, a reason for courage, an imperative necessity for intellectual honesty. Thus, the world needs Einstein's mind combined with Buddha's heart for manifestation of divine man. Thus, world needs Einstein's mind combined with Buddha's heart for manifestation of divine man to serve the divine in human in all possible ways. The knowledge born of Vedanta philosophy that man has infinite possibilities and infinite strength has to be applied in science and technology to upgrade standard of human life. After achieving advancement in materialistic life, the same intellectual power of man's infinite divinity and excellence has to be applied in practical day-to-day life with an attitude of service to God in man in order to create a new generation of humanity. And this will be the foundation of stable and sustainable socio-political development. Stable and sustainable socio-political development in this highly competitive age of science and technology. I pray to Almighty that this organization wishing success in all the future endeavors of this organization. I conclude my talk. Thank you. Jai Hind.